Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel where we meticulously examine the intricate dramas unfolding within the world's most famous families. Today, we delve into a profoundly sobering narrative concerning a figure who has always been defined by her remarkable resilience, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. For decades, she was the ultimate comeback queen, a woman who repeatedly navigated the treacherous waters of public scorn, only to resurface seemingly stronger and certainly more solvent than before. But now, whispers emanating from the most exclusive circles suggest that even the seemingly indefatigable Fergie may have finally met a crisis from which there is simply no returning. We are of course discussing the devastating fallout from the renewed scrutiny surrounding the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, a dark cloud that has not only engulfed Prince Andrew, but has now finally succeeded in costing Sarah Ferguson everything she held dear: her opulent lifestyle, her hard-won standing, and, most critically, her cherished elite circle of friends. Before we immerse ourselves in the heartbreaking details of this precipitous decline, I must humbly ask you to support the diligent work we do here. Do remember to like this video, share your valued opinions in the comments below, and crucially subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our detailed royal analyses. Your engagement truly helps us keep these essential updates coming. The year 2025, according to numerous royal watchers, has proven to be nothing short of an unmitigated disaster for both Prince Andrew and his former spouse Sarah. The sheer magnitude of their losses is staggering. They have been stripped of almost everything from the ceremonial military roles and royal honours that conferred status upon them to the beloved family home, the sprawling and historic Royal Lodge. For Sarah Ferguson, this current predicament represents a unique level of existential threat. In the past, the Duchess possessed an almost supernatural ability to weather public storms. We recall the sensational toe-sucking photographs, the subsequent period of royal exile, and even the infamous cash for access controversy, where she was caught attempting to broker an introduction to Andrew for a substantial sum. Each time she managed to pivot. She wrote children's books. She became a spokesperson for Weight Watchers. She cultivated a transatlantic media career, often monetizing her public repentance through well-paid interviews. An insider familiar with her strategy over the years shared this poignant observation. She has always found a way to bounce back from the many public scandals she has faced over the years, normally with a well-paid public mea culpa and a promise to change her ways. However, this time, the rules of engagement have fundamentally changed. The stain left by the association with the late disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein is not merely a social embarrassment. It carries a profound moral toxicity that cannot be washed away with a television interview or a philanthropic gesture. The pressure on the monarchy, and specifically on His Majesty King Charles III, reached a boiling point. The outrage from the British public was overwhelming and unrelenting. Consequently, King Charles, facing mounting pressure from Britons who demanded absolute clarity and accountability, made a decisive move. On a recent Thursday, the monarch announced that he had initiated a formal and irreversible process to meticulously remove the remaining style, titles, and honours of his disgraced younger brother, Prince Andrew. This act, known in royal circles as the unpersoning of a royal figure, signifies the total termination of Andrew's privileged status. It's an official declaration that the individual is no longer deemed fit to represent the crown in any capacity, symbolic or otherwise. But the consequences did not end with the ceremonial stripping away of military titles and patronages. The financial and domestic losses have been equally crippling. Andrew was compelled to relinquish the massive royal mansion, Royal Lodge, a residence that had served as the cornerstone of his and Sarah's unique coexistence for decades. And it is crucial to understand that all these setbacks, the loss of prestige, the loss of standing, and, critically, the loss of their home have equally and devastatingly impacted Sarah Ferguson. Royal Lodge is not just a building. It is a sprawling 30-room Georgian structure nestled within the vast green expanse of Windsor Great Park. For Sarah and Andrew, it represented stability, a joint investment, and a physical manifestation of their commitment to their family, particularly their daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Despite their divorce in 1996, the couple maintained an exceptionally close relationship, choosing to reside together in this magnificent yet increasingly costly property. It was their sanctuary, their base of operations, and the last remaining physical tether to the heart of the royal establishment. The forced departure from Royal Lodge signals the end of an era, the final severing of their residential ties to the core monarchy. Sarah, who had reportedly invested significant personal time and energy into making the lodge a home after years of expensive renovations, now faces not only the pain of displacement, but the realization that her role as the de facto mistress of a prominent royal residence is irrevocably over. The ripple effect of this double blow, the stripping of Andrew's status, combined with the loss of their home, has manifested most acutely in Sarah's social life and professional prospects. A new report published by the esteemed Daily Mail has brought to light the truly desperate nature of her current situation. It has been revealed that Fergie might be actively contemplating the drastic measure of leaving the United Kingdom altogether. This is not merely a decision to take an extended holiday. This is potentially an expatriation driven by profound social isolation. The reason people within her typically supportive and forgiving social circle don't want to have anything to do with her now. The silence, according to sources close to the Duchess, is deafening. The insider offered a stark illustration of her sudden and total ostracization. The phone has stopped ringing overnight. Even those who were willing to defend her less than a month ago don't want to have anything to do with her now. Consider the weight of that statement. Sarah Ferguson thrives on connection, on networking, on the very social currency that allows her to secure lucrative contracts, book deals, and speaking engagements. When her phone stops ringing, it means her professional life has effectively ceased. Her career, which has always been supported by her residual royal celebrity and the goodwill of influential friends, has been decimated not by her own direct actions in this specific case, but by the toxic association she maintains with her former husband. This social boycott highlights the difference between her past missteps and the present crisis. Previous scandals, such as financial mismanagement or inappropriate commercial dealings, were viewed as personal failings, embarrassing certainly, but ultimately forgivable by those who valued her charm and loyalty. The Epstein matter, however, touches upon issues of morality and integrity that the British elite, particularly those concerned with their own public image and corporate affiliations, simply cannot afford to ignore or excuse. To be seen socialising with Sarah is now, by extension, to be seen implicitly condoning the ongoing controversy surrounding Prince Andrew. The professional landscape for Sarah Ferguson has become a barren wasteland. Her reputation, which she had laboriously rebuilt over 2 decades through tireless charity work and media appearances, has been utterly shattered. The ability to earn back that reputation to command the fees necessary to maintain her lifestyle and pay off lingering debts is now severely hampered. Where will she find the publisher willing to risk the association? Where is the corporate entity brave enough to hire her as a brand ambassador? The suggestion that she might flee the United Kingdom speaks volumes about the level of distress she is experiencing. For a woman who spent years fighting to be accepted back into the royal fold, attending family events, securing invitations to Balmoral, and establishing Royal Lodge as her permanent home. To consider abandoning the country is a clear indication that she perceives her social and professional life there as entirely unsalvageable. Leaving the UK would be an admission of comprehensive defeat, a final desperate attempt to find a new market where her past controversies are less acutely felt. Perhaps a move to the United States, where she has always enjoyed a higher degree of celebrity tolerance, is being considered as a last resort for the Duchess, who has always relied on her infectious optimism and public charisma. The current situation is deeply personal and professionally catastrophic. She faces a dual battle: the emotional trauma of losing her home and security, and the professional reality of being declared a social pariah. In examining the broader implications of these events, we must acknowledge that this crisis underscores the uncompromising nature of King Charles's reign. The monarchy under his stewardship is prioritising institutional survival and public trust above familial loyalty, especially when faced with an ethical disaster of this magnitude. The swift and final removal of Andrew's status and the subsequent displacement of Sarah sends an unequivocal message. The days of allowing disgraced relatives to linger indefinitely within the royal structure are over. Sarah Ferguson has throughout her adult life demonstrated an extraordinary capacity for reinvention. She is a survivor, a person who has always found the exit door in the face of calamity. But the current gravity of the scandal, coupled with the unified front of social rejection, suggests that this time the walls have truly closed in. The well-paid public mea culpa is no longer an option when the public is unwilling to listen and the media outlets are unwilling to pay. The fate of the Duchess of York, once intertwined with the pomp and prestige of the British aristocracy, now hangs precariously in the balance. Her inability to bounce back is not merely a personal failing. It is a reflection of the irreversible damage wrought by the Epstein association, a damage that has finally caught up with everyone connected to it, regardless of their direct involvement. The year 2025 will be remembered as the year the axe finally fell, not only on Prince Andrew's remaining royal life, but on Sarah Ferguson's hard-fought domestic and professional stability. It is a profoundly tragic end to a chapter that began with such youthful exuberance and promise. We are watching the final, painful disintegration of a royal life lived on the very edge of acceptability. The silence on the telephone, the shuttered doors of the elite social circles, and the possibility of exile overseas paint a grim picture for the Duchess. She is facing personal and professional setbacks of such magnitude that earning back her reputation, or simply earning a living, has become an almost insurmountable task. This event certainly gives us much to reflect upon regarding the true cost of association, the unforgiving nature of the public eye, and the painful realities of a modern monarchy determined to purge itself of scandal at any cost. We are eager to hear your thoughts on this complex and heartbreaking situation. Do you believe Sarah Ferguson can somehow find a way to rebuild her life outside of the UK? Or is this finally the end of her public career? What are your thoughts on King Charles's decisive action regarding his brother's titles? Please share your perspectives in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video if you found this detailed analysis informative. Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth royal updates and join us for our next examination of the world's most compelling figures. Thank you for watching and, until next time, please take care.